Hey everyone, welcome back to Sister Codes. I'm Ashley.
And I'm Kaylee. And before we go any further, please like this video and hit subscribe so that you'll be in the loop for any future videos that we post.
Yeah, today we're so excited to be talking to y'all about how to leave work at work.
Now this is a big thing that has come up, especially now that we're almost 2 years into the COVID-19 pandemic. Obviously, we've all gotten very accustomed to working from home. If you're like us, that work from home situation may also be in your bedroom. We literally can sit on our bed and see our work and then vice versa. So it's really difficult to feel like work is done at the end of the day. And this is something that we've actually talked to a lot of people just like on Instagram, our friends. Lots of people have this issue.
Yeah, definitely.
So we wanted to go over 5 tips to kind of help you leave work at work.
Yeah. So I think my first tip would be to write everything down that you have to do for the next day. So I think that a lot of people, once it gets to like 5 or 5:30, they just feel a bit overwhelmed because there's so much to do. And if you don't write it down, then it's just going to be floating around in your brain for the next couple hours. And even when you're like making dinner and getting ready to like unwind for bedtime, like you're still going to be thinking about it. So make a list of everything that you need to do. This will really help you just so that you can have some boundary, you know, and be like, okay, the day is over, I've written it down, and I can deal with it tomorrow.
And on that note, honestly, I also find it helpful to write down the things that I've done that day, because it also gives you a sense of accomplishment of like, oh wow, yes, I know there's a lot of things left to do, but also here are the things that I was able to get done. I tend to use my passion planner for that. I just find it really conducive because I can not only look at realistically how much free time did I have outside of meetings. If it was a really meeting heavy day, then in the morning I can say, okay, you know, I'm only expecting to cross maybe 1 or 2 things off my to-do list versus a little bit more free day. So yeah, definitely agree with you. At the end of the day, that's super important so you're not continuing to think about it. I have done the like dream of work or like dream of a to-do, right? Because you don't feel like it's recorded somewhere and then you're gonna forget. But also I like writing stuff down of what I did do because then you're like, yes, I was productive. I did get things done. Yes, I still have a lot to do tomorrow. Another one that I really like is creating a commute, which I know that's like the whole point of working from home is to not have a commute. But that being said, I think it's helpful to create routines that kind of cue your body in that, okay, it's kind of the end of the workday. So for me, this is a random one and it's in my work from home setup video, which we're gonna link. But it's like putting my desk down at the end of the day. I have a standing desk and part of my routine and my commute, like when I'm going to work, I put the desk in standing mode. And then when I'm like logging off, I put my desk down. And it's kind of like my mental cue that, okay, work is done, I'm putting it away, I'm not thinking about it anymore.
Yeah, I think we should definitely insert that meme about the New Yorker. It said like you should mimic your commute to work, and there was that guy just like holding on to his shower.
I did see that one.
And just standing there for like an hour.
Yeah.
But no, I think it is really important to have some type of barrier because I am trying to do that more now, but I used to just like be in my PJs and start working, like wake up at, I don't know, 8:45 or something like that. And I still do it sometimes, but wake up at like 8:45 and then just immediately start working in my PJs. And it just doesn't feel great, you know? You feel like there's no barrier. So it's definitely good, even if it's really short. Like you don't need a super long, you know, morning routine or end of the day routine. It can be like 30 minutes, but just something to separate your time.
Totally agreed. It's helpful, and then it becomes a pattern, and then the more you start doing it, the more it starts feeling like, okay, yeah, now I'm done, and your brain kind of turns off that little bit, which I think is super important.
Another tip that we have is to make an appointment. So basically you have to stop working. I actually kind of did this yesterday with my friend because we were doing a baking like joint Zoom session. And so basically I was like, okay, I need to finish up my work by a certain time so that I can hop on a video chat with her. And I think if you make it something exciting that you're looking forward to, then it can be even better because it'll motivate you to like get your work done. And then, you know, you have to have the cutoff and you have to stop working.
Yeah, my coworker, she schedules workout classes specifically after work, which is kind of double duty because she said that she signs up for ones that have cancellation penalty fees. So she's not going to skip it because she knows that she's already prepaid for the class. So it kind of does double duty because not only does it get her to leave work by a certain time, but then she also gets to go do her exercise for the day, which is really helpful. But yeah, I think you can kind of do similar things. Like, for example, I know people who have like Pelotons and stuff can can like sign up for specific classes. You can do things that are virtual even, right?
Yeah.
Like signing up for a virtual yoga class, or like Ashley said, scheduling a chat with a friend, or a time to like call a family member that you haven't spoken to in a long time. I think like putting these things on the calendar can help you kind of start that muscle memory of logging off on time without having to, you know, like do something really scary and
Yeah.
drastic. So
Yeah, I just realized I kind of used to do that too, because I would think like, okay, 5:30 I need to be off work so that I can work out and be done by 6,
Yeah.
which is usually when we all eat. And so it kind of creates that pattern. So I always like logged off by 5:30 basically.
yeah. Another thing that I find really helpful kind of in the same thread is I've actually created a recurring event on my calendar that says log off. And I made it private so nobody else can see it on your calendar. I would put it for like 6 o'clock. So I'd give myself a little wiggle room in case, you know, maybe I took a longer lunch that day or something. I'm not putting it like right at 5, usually by 6. And the hope is that I'm not even working anymore by the time that reminder pops up, right? Like I really try and keep my hours, but yeah, I would put it at like 6 o'clock and it would say log off in all caps. And then I would get that like reminder pop up on my desktop. So it was something to like physically I would see and remind myself, this is time to log off, that whatever I haven't gotten done, it's probably just better putting it off for the day. You know, if I'm debugging something, it's not going to get fixed at that point. Like it's just, you know, put things aside, return with fresh eyes, and, you know, just call it a day. I found that to be really helpful too.
Yeah, I think that's really important too, because like you said, you can get really lost when you're debugging and stuff, and like hours can just go by and you won't notice, and then you're like, oh no, it's 6:30 and I went way past what I should have done.
Yeah, absolutely.
But having like all these boundaries is really important, because there are basically no boundaries between your work and your home life. Like Kaylee said, working out of your bedroom can be very stressful because it feels like, I don't know, it's just a different mindset. It feels like everything is in one room and all your stress and like your worry is also in one room as well, which is not great. So it's good to create like as many boundaries as possible.
Yeah, I think it's better if you don't have to see your workspace, if you are, you know, in
It's
a
just not
position that's possible. I mean, like sometimes I will try and change up, like I'll work downstairs at the dining table, or I'll like even come into our basement, or, you know, just like do something to try and change it up. Yeah, I think if possible, it's best not to see your work like from bed and stuff. But
it's just not possible.
It's not possible, so you have to try and create workarounds and like do what works for you.
Yeah. But thank you all so much for watching. We hope that you really enjoyed this video and found some of these tips helpful. And please remember to subscribe and like this video for more content like this.
Yeah, and let us know in the comments if you have additional strategies. I'm honestly always looking for new things that I might be able to incorporate into my routine that'll help me leave work at work. So yeah, be sure to let us know in the comment section, and we'll see you back here for another Sister Codes video.